for the most part, I think a lot of this type of technology starts in the collegiate uh, realm where it's tested and proven to be effective, and then it goes up and trickles down. But that's cool. All right, so we've got a good baseline here on cognition training and stuff. So, how do you use this data um, on an of an athlete's cognition scores in college and in the professional setting to help those athletes perform better on game day? Like, how do you take the science or the numbers to the field to make sure that those guys are better on game day?
Yeah, great
Like, what
question.
you
That's
know?
really the bulk of what we do, and how we, how we started, and the sphere we want to be in. We never really wanted to be part of the selection process. We kind of got drug into that. You know how all that started, which,
Yeah,
um, but really, as we talked about earlier, like, it's changing a little bit in the draft room. So we get asked frequently, or I guess they ask internally, what is the vision for this particular player? Right. And there was a time where we would just take the best defensive back on the board. This kid is an unbelievable defensive back, and hope that he can do what you want him to do. Well, now there are 17 different types of defensive backs, the kinds of things that you're going to ask this kid to
yeah.
do. Right. And so,
Mhm.
really, the questions in the draft room to us, and the ways that we help like college teams with guys on their roster, is here is how this athlete is wired to perform really well. What situations can we put that kid in to maximize that? Right. So if you've got a guy who has really high perception speed, he can see things very quickly. He may not be able to track things very well. He's got phenomenal control over his motor system. He can improvise very well, and he's not distractible. That kid is wired up to play press corner. He is a 1v1 machine. You put him in a zone or a nickel situation, the kid's going to struggle. He's got a little bit of tunnel vision.